Hello everyone. A strong wave of activity is building right now, and it looks like it will continue intensifying over the next couple of weeks. It begins with the annular solar eclipse on February 17, visible as a ring of fire across parts of East Africa down toward Antarctica. Around the same period, we also enter what many traditions call the Year of the Fire Horse. Only a few days later, Saturn and Neptune form a major conjunction, an alignment that occurs roughly once every 36 years. What makes this one notable is that it happens right at the spring equinox point in our tropical reference frame. At the same time, Pluto and Uranus are forming harmonious angles with Saturn and Neptune, including 60-degree aspects and a 120-degree trine between them. Altogether, it's a very unusual planetary configuration. Soon after that, a lunar eclipse will be visible from North America. Alongside these astronomical events, several physical factors are also developing. A large coronal hole is currently facing Earth on the Sun's surface. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, it will become geoeffective, meaning a fast stream of solar wind plasma will interact with our planet's magnetic field. We are expecting G1 to possibly G2 geomagnetic storm conditions. Recently, earthquake activity has also been noticeable. A magnitude 6.4 quake struck near Vanuatu, close to the earlier magnitude 6.2 deep earthquake near Fiji. Within the same 48-hour window, another magnitude 6.2 occurred in Chile. While this level of activity isn't extremely unusual globally, compared with the previous month, it does represent an increase. Some researchers have observed that geomagnetic disturbances sometimes coincide with seismic changes, particularly when solar wind speeds rise and density drops after a high-speed impact. There are additional developments too. Mount Semeru in Indonesia erupted recently, sending ash high into the atmosphere and producing pyroclastic flows along its slopes. Indonesia is already one of the most volcanically active regions on Earth, so any eruption there is worth noting. According to space weather models released by NOAA, the incoming high-speed solar wind stream will interact with a coronal mass ejection passing mostly north of Earth. We are likely to receive a partial or flank impact. When fast solar wind catches slower particles, it creates a shock region called a co-rotating interaction region, and this is often what drives geomagnetic disturbances. Because this coronal hole crosses the Sun's equatorial region, it is aligned with the ecliptic plane, increasing the likelihood of an Earth impact. After the initial solar wind passes, Earth will move into a lower density region behind it. Scientists monitor these zones closely because they change how the magnetosphere behaves. Looking at the USGS earthquake map from the last week, several magnitude 6+ events appear clustered in different parts of the world. Again, not extreme globally, but clearly more active than the previous quiet period. Meanwhile, weather systems across the North Atlantic have been very energetic. Wind gusts near Greenland and Iceland have reached extremely high speeds, in some cases approaching 90 miles per hour. Large pressure systems are influencing both North America and Europe. Dust from the Sahara has also been transported into southern Europe and parts of the Middle East, showing just how dynamic atmospheric circulation has been recently. We're also approaching the descending phase of solar cycle 25. Even though solar flare activity gradually decreases after solar maximum, Earth sometimes responds with delayed geophysical reactions because the system takes time to release accumulated energy. Historically, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions can increase during these phases. A recent example occurred in 2025 when a massive earthquake in Russia was followed by renewed volcanic activity, including an eruption from a volcano that had been quiet for centuries. Looking ahead into 2026, solar activity overall should slowly decline, but Earth-based events could remain active. Eclipse seasons naturally represent peaks in gravitational alignment, and this one occurs close to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, making the timing particularly interesting. So over the coming weeks, we may see heightened geomagnetic disturbances, stronger auroras, and possibly more seismic or volcanic developments. It's not necessarily a cause for alarm, but it is certainly a period worth watching carefully. For now, stay aware and prepared, and follow reliable scientific updates as conditions evolve. Thank you for watching, and I'll bring more updates very soon. Take care and stay safe.